Southern pulled pork is traditionally cooked outside over a charcoal grill. Well, today I'm going to make it easier roasting it inside, giving it a deep, rich, robust flavor. Hey guys, so first to get started with our indoor pulled pork. I'm calling it indoor because we're roasting it on the inside. So I'm also going to make a honey coleslaw. So we're going to top this on top of the pork and then put it in a fresh, delicious Kaiser roll. So we have some mayo, sugar, rice vinegar, honey, obviously, honey coleslaw. It wouldn't be honey coleslaw without honey, right? All right, so I like to do this part first. That way we can whisk it all together and it's nice and smooth before we add our coleslaw. So I just buy a store-bought in a bag coleslaw blend. It works just fine. So we eliminate that step of shredding cabbage. Okay. Now you just want to whisk this until smooth. Alrighty, just clean up my area. I tell my kids all the time, clean as you go. You want to keep your kitchen clean, that way you remain calm and all that positive energy pours into your food. All right, here is our coleslaw. Cabbage, carrots, that's a great part of it. They add carrots into that mix. Then we need to just add some salt and pepper. So pretty darn easy, right? Kind of classic topped on pulled pork. And I like that freshness and you get that great texture from a crunch. Salt. So it's going to take a pulled pork a long time to cook, over 3 hours. So the best part about the coleslaw, prepare this first. We're going to put it into the refrigerator and let it hang out, chill, marinate. It's going to deliver great flavor. All right, I'm going to transfer this into a separate bowl and then we're going to prep our pork. Don't want to leave behind any of that goodness. All right, I'm just going to cover this and refrigerate it. So here is our 6 pounds. You want a 5 to 6 pound pork butt, bone-in shoulder, the picnic shoulder. So this is really the best cut to do it. You have great marbleization of fat. That's just going to be liquefy and just render down, keep it nice and moist, really flavorful. And we already earlier removed that big hunk of skin. So you definitely want to remove that. And now we have our spice blend. We have some cumin, garlic powder, smoked paprika, and cayenne. Mix those together. So you just want to get a little fork or a little whisk and combine all the spices. We have some salt and pepper, good amount of salt and pepper. This is a big hunk of meat. And then I just heated my oven to 350 degrees. So you want to do that ahead, make sure it's ready to go. So I took this pork out just now, so it's still a little cold. If you feel like your spice rub is not really adhering, here's a little tip. Just wet your hands and kind of give it a little slather. You don't really want to add any oil. There's enough fat on here, but that wetness will just sort of help the spice rub to adhere. And then you just want to get in there with your hands, nice clean hands, best tools in the kitchen, and get in there and work it into the pork. So now, like I was saying, I took out the pork. So it's fresh out of the fridge, nice and chilled. Now, we don't want to put it into the oven right now. We're going to let it sit, hang out for a little bit, for about 30 minutes to an hour, and let that chill come off, and it'll give the spice rub time to sort of penetrate that meat. That way, it gives it really great flavor while it's roasting. So now I'm just gonna place it into a 9 by 13 baking dish. Just like that. Let it sit, hang out at room temperature, and let the spices do their job. So it's been about an hour. Now we're gonna add 2 cups of cold water into the bottom of the baking dish. And then you want your favorite barbecue sauce. A homemade one is great. If you have your favorite bottle, that's fine too. I love Sweet Baby Ray's. All right, so you just wanna slather the barbecue, the BBQ, right over the top. Just like that. So we have our 2 cups of water in there, and we need to cover it with foil into the oven, 350 degrees, for about 3 hours to 3.5 hours until it pulls easily with 2 forks. So I've removed the pork from the oven about 3.5 hours, removed the foil, then put it back into the oven for another 10-15 minutes, just to mimic what you can get off of the charcoal grill, that bark. So we have a nice thin layer of bark. So it caramelizes, it gets great flavor. Now you're probably thinking, can I do this in my slow cooker? You're not gonna get that bark. In the slow cooker, everything steams, where you can sort of mimic a little bit of that traditional charcoal grilled texture and flavoring. So now all we're gonna do, as you can see, this baby is nice and tender. We're gonna shred it with 2 forks, and then I'm gonna submerge it into our barbecue sauce here. So we almost created a nice sauce from that water, the barbecue, the rendered fat. We're gonna soak it up right in there and give it a toss, and then make our sandwiches. All right, with a line, look how much we have. All right, so we've got our pulled pork, nice, fresh, Italian Kaiser rolls, only the freshest. I love a good roll. This is my sandwich. Then our coleslaw that we made earlier. So this gives great crunch, nice freshness. Oh my gosh, how am I even gonna be ladylike about this? All right, I'll cut it in half. I'm going in. I don't even care if I'm messy. The best foods are messy. Fresh roll, a delicious, robust flavor, that spiciness from the pork, so tender. Nice little fresh crunch from the coleslaw. For this recipe, head over to the newspaper's website. I'm Shereen with Cook This. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.